Well met, switchheads. Kanan here, hope you're all well, and welcome to my review of Guild of Darksteel. And before we get going, why not hit that like and subscribe button to be kept up to date with all my latest, and why not get involved a little bit more by hitting that link to our community Discord down below. And with that, let's have a look at what Guild of Darkness has to offer. Gameplay. Story-wise, I will not be spoiling this one, but suffice to say you are a immortal and you seek a purpose within your everlasting life, and within that you join the Guild of Darksteel to basically see whether they can help you with that. And in this story-based action-adventure game, you are tasked with doing quests and other tasks for the Guild of Darksteel. And within those adventures for the Darksteel, you also pick up additional quests from NPCs you meet on the way. And this could also feel quite cool, because when you're doing some of these quests, it feels like you're kind of like going in many different directions, and it kind of keeps it all fresh. You'll be finding things, killing NPCs, talking to other NPCs, and also investigating things. There sure is a lot to be done for this adventure of yours. And as I want to keep this all spoiler-free as much as I can, I'm going to nip into the actual battle system, as it's unique and also a little bit strange at the same time. While in battle, you go into like a kind of battle mode. Now, timing is key at this point, as you will have to block your enemy when he attacks so you don't take damage. And yes, it's not just all about blocking your enemies, you do get to attack them back. And it's quite easy to do so, although later on it does get a little bit more skillful. Maybe that's the word. You have a basic attack, and then you can learn combos as you go along. These all have different effects, and long story short, basically you have to do them in a correct order, and if you do them in a correct order you weaken and then do more damage to the enemy. And all these fallen enemies, they will drop like a crystal that kind of acts as XP. And once you've filled up this certain circle level thing, you get to put the actual like combos up individually. So if you prefer one, you can put that up. If you prefer another one, you can put more into that one. And the battling combos are all done by like pressing certain combinations of the actual keys, like a Y, XXY, or a Y, XA. And they all have a different outcome to them. Moving around is simple, and you even get a jump button that kind of comes more into play later on. You can travel left and right to the screen, and you can even jump up onto ledges, kind of like that game Flashback. There's plenty of NPCs here to like talk to and do stuff for, and you even get an inventory as well to store all your stuff into. The game works mostly well and has plenty to do. The saves are in just the right areas mostly, and it's cool that the characters know when you die you come back to this point, and it's kind of like they know this. The story in general is okay, and it does keep the gameplay going, and it's told in observations as well as actual conversations, which is pretty cool. And kind of definitely gave a almost D&D feel, like a role-playing, sat around a table role-playing type feeling to me, in respect to the way that everything was explained when you're looking at things and all. I'm not sure whether everyone will get that same feeling, because not everyone played D&D when they were younger, but yeah, it definitely kind of like gave off that vibe for me. It wasn't all rosy though. In handheld mode, I definitely found the text a little bit too small to read, as at some points I really struggled to see what was written down and the actual writing. And then the actual battles sometimes bugged out on me, with the characters not moving into the clear, whereas most actual fights you'll actually move to a clear place so you can see the battles and so that you can block. But there was the odd occasion where this wouldn't happen and you just couldn't see what you were actually doing or when to actually block to attack. And then there was one time with a load of bats, and basically it was a bit of a weird one. My character kept jumping around instead of fighting, so I ended up dying because of that reason. And although a pain in the arse when it did happen, luckily enough it didn't happen too often to actually spoil the game. There are different enemies in this game, and mostly all of them just take learning their attack patterns to defeat them, some being easier obviously than others. The actual game's a little bit linear and it has a little bit of backpedaling as well. That definitely made me want for a faster movement system, a really fast run instead of just a slowish run. Graphically, it's all done in kind of the same vein but mixes it up slightly with the looks and everything, but the palette as a whole is kind of dark, and I definitely found the actual character movements and everything captured that flashback feeling quite well. Sound wise, I really couldn't find a way of altering the actual levels of the sound. The good. The story was quite competent. There was kind of always something to do, and I kind of liked the unique fighting scheme. The bad. Some problems in that fighting scheme, but it didn't happen that often. A bit of backtracking kind of harmed the pacing of the game, and the writing was way too small in handheld mode. The score. I rate games out of 5, and basically it's my own opinions are within the actual game. I also place the best of the best on the wall of fame, and the worst of the worst on the wall of shame, and everything else goes around the middle. And so I will be giving Guild of Darksteel a 3+ out of 5. If it wasn't for those niggling little bits, it probably would have got a 4 out of 5. It's not badly priced. It's actually quite unique fighting system, and it's quite fun, and if you like your stories you'll definitely get it here as well. And as for my alternative, I'm definitely going to suggest Flashback. Yep, I played this back in the day. I haven't played the actual Switch version, but I hear it's just the same. So yeah, if you like more of this but in a slightly brighter and different vein, and kind of see where the inspiration for this game came from, or at least some of it, I think you'll probably enjoy Flashback. Most people that I know that have played Flashback have indeed enjoyed it. And so, what are your thoughts on Guild of Darksteel? Leave them down below in the comments, because that's where they belong. And if you've enjoyed anything you've seen here, hit that like and subscribe button to be kept up to date with all my future content. And if you've made it this far and you want to play along, why not type Guild of Switchheads down in the comments just to let me know that you've actually made it this far into the video and you're one of the elite. And if you want to go that little bit further, come join us in our community Discord. Come for the streaming, stay for the chat. We're a lovely bunch, because life is better when we switch together.